viewers, welcome to another game of the Casual Pro Gamer. Sorry, I had some trouble starting up there, but this is Mouz Vortix as the Zerg player in the top left versus aTnSocke as the Protoss in the bottom right. So this is a best of 5, so sit back, relax and watch all 5 games in a row, because I'm going to cast all 5 games in a row and that is going to take quite a while. But it is okay, I like these guys. So these guys are both very good, although I haven't seen Socke in quite a while, but I'm sure he is still as good as he was a few months ago. But yeah, these guys are just the top of the line at the moment. This is the Go4SC2 tournament, and this is probably the finals, being a best of 5 and all. Because most of the time they play best of 3s up until the final, and that's a best of 5. So yeah, I'm assuming this is the final. Anyhow, we have some workers coming up on both sides. Obviously we have a pylon here. He wants to wall off this front end. It is quite a big deal to wall this off, because, well, you have quite a big well, area there. And obviously you can't wall off like this thing, because there's another one here and another one here. This whole map is one big ramp. And you will see that if you scout around. Well, if you look at the map overview that is coming up, well, in the beginning of the replay, well, you can't see it, but I could see it. You can see how many ramps there are, really, because it is ramps everywhere. As you can see, you can't actually, well, I think you can make one screen, no, not even, because here's a ramp, here's a ramp. I don't think you can actually make a screen without a ramp, well, except on the edges, of course. But yeah, there are so many ramps, which means there's going to be a huge battle for like the uphill and down, well, kind of areas. But then again, well, there are overlords for Zerg, so Zerg doesn't really care that there are ramps, because as soon as you have vision, you can shoot at things, and you have no mischance anymore. In StarCraft Brute War, you had a mischance, and yeah, if you shot from well, down to up, you had a 33% mischance, I believe. And that was a pretty big deal. So especially for Terran versus Terran, for example, that was huge, because tanks that miss their entire shot, yeah, they're kind of useless. So you could have the whole bottom sieged up, but well, if you had one tank up here, they could destroy your entire minion or entire tank line. That was, of course, not a good thing. So we have some Zerglings coming up, but, well, the defense is ready. There is a gateway coming up, there is a pylon blocking off that final gap, and the cannon is coming up right now. He sees that and he's going to retreat straight away. The cannon gets cancelled, oh sorry, the pylon gets cancelled, obviously, because he wants to keep that little bit of a gap to get out with his units and to get back in case he wants to. So there is an overlord over here now, and it is going to scout around for a little bit, because up until the point where the first stalker is out, there is nothing he can do about that. So the Protoss player, that is. The cybernetic score comes up, which means that stalkers and, more importantly, sentries are going to come in. Sentries are, of course, your basic early game units, especially against Zerg, where you can, with one sentry, you can wall off the entrance completely and just, well, be happy with that. So there is a pylon built over here, just to scout, I'm assuming. And he does see, therefore, that there is a new base coming up. We have a little bit of lag going off. Hopefully that will clear up, because that would be very annoying if that, well, consists. If that keeps being here, basically. Persists. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, not a native English speaker, obviously. So, yeah, I do have some trouble with the bigger words. So anyhow, we have the first Zealot coming out. And now a Stalker. The Zealot is going to move forward a little bit, going to scout around a bit. And we have, well, we have some units everywhere. We have 2 Zerglings holding these towers. We have some Zerglings coming up over here. They are going to try to get into the base, I think. But that is not very wise. I mean, yeah, he wanted to scout the front then. I really don't understand what he was trying to do with these Zerglings. But he can run them around all day long. Because of all these ramps, there's always an escape. Unless someone just, well, walls off everything. But yeah, this is the last safe thing you have. And then, of course, you can grab this base. But that base has one ramp over here, one ramp over here, and destructible rocks. So all in all, it's way harder to keep that base safe than anything else. But he is going to take it anyway. The Zerg already has his, but the Zerg is pretty much a race that can do whatever, because they have a very mobile army. They have a big army if they wanted to, and they have a very fast production capability, because every hatchery can produce like 8 units at one time. Well, they can actually produce more, but realistically speaking, you never let it get to more than 8 of the larvae. So, well, few Zerglings taken out, but definitely not enough. We have 0 workers killed, but we do have... Oh, wow. I thought that was actually the other way around, but... no, that is the other way around. Sorry, it says units killed, not units lost. So, yeah, the Zerg player obviously lost some more units, but because all of them are Zerglings, it doesn't matter at all. Like, totally at all. And we do have a Stalker here that is being owned. It got owned by the Zerglings, man. But it did survive, which means it's going to regenerate 80 of its HP. Well, shield, I guess. And that is awesome, because with the shields being at full health, well, at full capacity, you can still have half a Stalker left damage-wise. And you have a full Stalker left if you look at the amount of damage he does. And, oh, getting surrounded a little bit, but a nice defense there. The Zealot and the Sentry took most of that damage. Well, they took all of that damage, I guess. And that means that the Stalker is still alive. So we do have a Mothership Core that is just chilling out here. It's not really doing anything. It should have been attacking. You should not have that grouped up with the rest, obviously, because the Mothership Core cannot be attacked for now. There are no anti-air units here. So it should be firing those 8 damage bolts. Woohoo! 8 damage! It should be firing those as much as possible. Obviously this does 11 damage, so it's not much better, but at least it's a little bit better. Well, 11 compared to 8, I guess, is like a 40% increase, so it is quite a big deal. So yeah, we have some sentries coming up. As I said, sentries really an early game unit. They can still do well in the mid game, but in the late game they definitely have no place in your army anymore. And we are going to try to sneak in. Oh, one of them got through. One Zergling actually got up to here, but yeah, there is of course a cannon still defending. And yeah, this probe, I don't know. Oh yeah, they're kind of trying to move to the other base. That's what they're doing there. Anyhow, yeah, we still have that Stalker alive, and there you can see how important it is to keep your units alive. Even when they're at low health, they can still do very well, and obviously you don't run them in like that. So yeah, not grouping up his army correctly, and that lost him a Stalker. So units lost. We can see that the Zerg player lost way more, 43 units versus 6. And of course, well, the resources almost double the resources. Well, yes, 40% more resources for the Zerg player. Not 40%, it's like 80% more. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So we are going here with, as you can see, a huge amount of Stalkers. And the Stalkers are just doing a great job of taking down this hatchery. Hatchery goes down almost immediately without the Zerg player being able to defend that at all. Which means it's now 3 bases versus 3 bases, because this base isn't up yet. It is going to be 4 versus 3, but yeah, we do have the roaches coming in. And roaches are, of course, awesome sauce. They are very, very good at defeating these guys, but there are just too many Stalkers. And these slow fields, I forgot what they're called. The time warp, yeah, that is just awesome. It if you don't have the movement speed, then you can't maneuver with your units. And since these Stalkers can still maneuver and can blink, there's really nothing you can do. And by the way, that Stalker from early game, even though it died, he has a brother here at 4 HP. And he did survive. But yeah, a great job on our blue player here. Protoss wins this one, but we are going on to game number 2, and I hope to see you there. GG!